But we'll start with LSU football as they bring in Houston transfer AJ Haulcy. He's on his visit yesterday, and then, like I said, just a few hours later, the announcement is made that he has committed to the Tigers. And this was some of the most positivity I've seen on LSU Twitter in a minute, because this is an absolutely massive, massive get for the Tigers.
Massive haul.
Massive haul.
See.
Good one.
Thank you.
Look at this guy. He's got a little confidence over there. But, yeah, I mean, just a huge, huge addition for LSU here in the spring window. Their second and final addition from the transfer portal here during the spring opening to go along with the 15 additions they made in December. Gives LSU the number one transfer portal class for this offseason as they dominated in December in the winter window. And then now they add who was the number one player, I think, at the time in Bernard Gooden, and now the number one player in the transfer portal, AJ Haulcy, the Houston safety, as LSU defeats Miami in that recruiting battle and gets the coveted safety to Baton Rouge. And in my opinion, this is a move that bumps LSU up to another level. Like, they already had a very good roster and were college football playoff aspirations. And to an extent, it was college football playoff or bust. This is a guy that brings you up to another level if you're LSU football. It's a position of need. To me, I graded the December portal, the winter portal window as an A. This is another A. I would say even an A+ for the spring window because they saw two positions of need. They went out and they got the number one player at those two positions and upgraded their team astronomically just with the addition of two guys. To me, AJ Haulcy is a guy that's going to come in and be in the conversation for the best player on your football team, out especially on the defensive side of the ball. And think about some of the names you have defensively in Whit Weeks, Harold Perkins. Monzor Delane is a guy I expect to be really good. AJ Haulcy comes in, and he's a guy that I think is going to be able to compete for the title of best player. I mean, he's Big 12 first-team all-conference last year, finished with 74 tackles. He had 5 interceptions, was first in the Big 12, and 13 passes defended, which was second. He started every game for Houston the last 2 years. He made the jump from New Mexico to Houston, plays at Houston. Now he's making the jump again from Houston to LSU.
Very experienced.
Yes.
703 defensive snaps played last year. Availability is the best ability.
Love it. Yeah, and not just availability, experience. I mean, he's a guy that, like Christian said, 703 defensive snaps. So he was available, but he was on the football field. And he put some really good numbers together. And I think this is a huge get for the Tigers. This is a guy that's going to come in and he's going to start. Like, he's coming to LSU to be your starting safety. Now, whether it's free safety, strong, wherever they put him, he's coming in and it's his job. Like, him and I think DeMarcus Cooley are your two safeties, and you went out and got both of them out of the transfer portal. I don't know if you want to pull up some of his highlight video. Just make sure you don't play the audio.
Yeah. Because
it's music, we'll get flagged. But Christian's going to get some of this video of AJ pulled up. I mean, this is a guy that wants to get in the box and tackle, but he's a ball hawk. He led the Big 12 in interceptions. He had 5 picks last year, and he will go 100 miles per hour and come down and take your head off. P-Dub, Halsey is going to send someone's helmet flying, and I'm here for it. 100%. This is a guy that's not afraid to go downhill and tackle somebody, but at the same time, he is also a ball hawk, and I'm very excited to see what he brings to this LSU defense because, to me, the defense, if you look at what it looks like right now compared to last season and especially 2023, it's light years ahead because of some of the moves they've made. And, I mean, this is a guy that's extremely talented. Like I said, will fly in and lay some heat. I mean, that's what DBU's been missing. That's what LSU's been missing. They haven't had that, especially from the safety position the last couple of years. The safety position to me is one position that's been extremely upgraded now with the addition of Haulcy. When you look at what LSU had at safety last season, a couple of fan favorites in Major Burns and Sage Ryan, and now you've got AJ Haulcy and Tamarcus Cooley. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a heat-seeking missile through the offensive line. Take a head off. I mean, he's going to fit right in. I mean, that play's only going to look better in purple and gold.
I'm going to try and get some coverage highlights.
Yeah, I mean, this is big time stuff. I mean, LSU hasn't had true playmaking from the safety position in a hot minute. And this is a guy that's going to come in and make things happen. I mean, he's getting downhill, he's making tackles, and you watch all this, and then you realize this is a guy that had 5 picks last season. And so I think this is an extremely huge get for LSU. And it's a guy that's going to come into this football program, and he's going to fit exactly what Blake Baker's looking for. And he's just going to complement everything else they've done in this transfer window nicely. So, I mean, if you haven't seen this, if you're not watching this video, I mean, make sure you rewind, watch it again from the jump, because Sabrion's got it right. Haulcy's got good instincts. I mean, he's flying towards the football. He's making plays either on with a tackle or he's intercepting it. I mean, this is a guy that's extremely talented, and he's going to come in. He's going to upgrade LSU's secondary notably. Like, you're going to be able to notice how much he upgrades this secondary, because safety to me was a position that was still iffy after the spring window. We talked about offensive line, defensive line. Safety to me was the one that really sat at the top of just a player personnel standpoint. Like, I didn't think you really had the guys at that spot. To me, offensive line is a development situation. Defensive line, I think, is in a good spot. Safety was a spot that I don't know if they had the true personnel to be as good of a team as they should with some of the other pieces they have. This is a guy that absolutely boosts that room, undoubtedly. I mean, that's an instinct right there. He's shading the guy near sideline, breaks off, goes back to the guy going deep, and snags that football out of the air.
And then dances after the play.
And then shows off.
He'll fit in perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, that's only, like I said, it's only going to look better in purple and gold. So just an absolutely massive addition for LSU.
I like the Houston tribute to
that's a
the
Great
Oilers.
uniform. That's a great uniform.
That's nice.
But yeah, AJ Haulcy, number 1 player in the transfer portal, is headed to LSU. And he's just going to, like I said, he's going to fit so well on this defense. He's going to fit right into what Blake Baker wants to do, and he's going to make everybody better around him. I mean, now with Mansour Delane, Tamarcus Cooley, and AJ Haulcy, you've got experience at these spots. And to me, Haulcy and Delane, not only is it experience, it's talent, because they are very good football players. And I think the defensive back room has been upgraded exponentially in this one offseason. And I'm excited to see these guys get on the field and see what it really looks like together. Glimmer Fredette, okay, I'm in. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter what I'm saying. You just watch that film.
Yeah, 3 minutes of film.
You just watch 3 minutes of film and you're sold. Like, it doesn't take much. And this is a guy.
A lot of the other new transfers have been doing well to assimilate with the crowd on the team already. So he looks like
he fits right in.
Right in.
It's LSU and the job they have done this offseason. It can't be understated. Like, they have absolutely nailed this transfer portal window, both in the winter and in the spring. They've got guys at positions of need. They've got guys that fit in, like Christian said, that fit in with the culture of LSU. But I don't know if you saw what AJ Haulcy put as the caption to his commitment picture, but I'm pretty sure it said it just said Natty. Like, it's there's a goal, a similar goal to everyone else that's been added by LSU. He puts out his commitment photograph, and in one of them, it's him and Brian Kelly, the one put out by his agency. Love seeing BK get featured in it. But yeah, in the caption of his commitment photograph, he puts the caption Natty with a championship trophy next to it. And then he uses his nickname, hashtag Mr. Gimme That, which I'm all in on a nickname. If you're coming in with a nickname, especially that caliber of nickname, you're going to win LSU over.
It's original.
especially if you go out and you actually
give me that.
you actually go get that. It's gonna work pretty well.
So is it Mr. Gimme That or Mr. Gimme Dat?
Mr. Give Me That.
Okay.
But I like that. I'm sold. I'm sold. But yeah, I mean, the caption says Natty. We've said it the whole time. These guys that are transferring into LSU, that Brian Kelly and his staff, Austin Thomas, the rest of that stuff that they've gone out and gotten, are guys that have a similar goal. This is college football playoff or bust, but they want to win a national championship. And I don't want to get too much into hyperbole and say what they can and can't do, but they all have one similar goal, and it's a circle around college football playoff. They want to play football in December and January. And I think they've put together a roster that can 100% do it. And I'm beyond impressed with the job they've done to not only identify talent, but identify guys that fit a culture. Because, I mean, LSU's a place that you want to get guys that fit in, that work well. You have a lot of older leadership on this team. You want guys that can mesh and also find ways to lead. And that's what I was most impressed with during spring, was seeing guys like Bauer Sharp and Jack Pyburn and Mansour Lane and Barry and Brown, go down the list of these guys that transferred in and stepped up as leaders and were vocal and weren't nervous or anxious to be out there, because they knew what they know what they're coming to LSU for. And it's football in December and January. College football playoff, national championship. They've done a very, very good job at putting together a roster that meshes, that has leaders, that has experience, that has youth, that has talent. This is the best roster Brian Kelly has had at LSU. And it says a lot, because 2023, that offense was stacked. 2022, that was a really good defense. All in all, this is the best roster that BK's put together, and his staff is undoubtedly stacked as well. Kimberly, not going to lie, being this excited about the defense make me as nervous as the O-line. Got so much faith in every other area. Don't get me wrong, I trust Brad, still, No, I agree. I mean, that's a conversation we touched on a lot heavily last week, is that there is still nerves about this offensive line. And to me, that is now the lone spot where they've got to put it together, because the rest of this team is in a really good position to be successful.
And those nerves are going to stick around until
I see it again in the fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, fall ball can't even do me in like it did last year. I am nervous until they kick off against Clemson.
Until August 30th.
Yes.
The nerves, and I agree. The nerves with the offensive line are going to be there until August 30th. Until you see LSU up against
in Death Valley.
Watch your mouth. That defensive line that's highly touted. Like we said last week, they've got two guys slated to go in the top 10 on their defensive line in Clemson.
And usually those defensive players are pretty accurate with the mock drafts.
Yeah,
the number one player usually stays the number one player, and if he's not, he's usually taken in the first round. It's not like a quarterback where they
you look at James
drop to the next year.
James Pierce at Tennessee was slated to go number one. Him and Abdul Carter were the two best defensive players going into the year. I mean, Pierce Jr. drops in the first round, but he's still a first-round talent. And Abdul Carter's the third player off the board. So they usually are able to, like Christian said, they're able to evaluate defensive talent pretty well early on. So a massive addition in Haulcy for LSU. And we're going to get into that more probably later on. And definitely tomorrow we'll have Glenn West join us and kind of talk about this commitment, the visit itself, but really what it means for the Tigers, as AJ Haulcy is an LSU Tiger, the number one player in the portal at a position of need for the Tigers. They went out, beat out Miami, and made it happen, and what was a successful spring window, and the expectations for LSU